Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. As you will know, we went to Disney World in December and all of our vlogs from that trip are all online now. They're all in a playlist, so if you haven't seen them yet, please do go and check those out. We wanted to do a little bit of a review series based on our last trip really. So we thought we'd do a little review video today of our overall experience of Disney World in December, and then we're going to do separate videos for a couple of the ticketed events that we did. So this one is basically going to be our general experience, where we stayed, how we got there, and just sort of Christmas at Disney in general. So here goes. We'll start off with our flight. We booked our holiday through Virgin Holidays, and we flew obviously with Virgin Atlantic. And because we booked with Virgin Holidays, they do save some of the seats on the Virgin Atlantic flight upstairs in the upper deck or the bubble. So we were lucky enough to be able to reserve some of those seats. Now we have flown in the bubble before and we absolutely loved it, so it is really, really good. So yeah, we were really pleased that we got the opportunity to sit upstairs again. The main reasons for that, one of the reasons is that upstairs are a really limited seats. So at the front of the bubble there are premium economy seats, and I think that's there's kind of like, there's an aisle in the middle, isn't there? And then there's the seats are in twos either side, and there's only 5 rows. So yes, there's literally 20 seats in that part of the plane, and then there's a little gap, and then there are some economy seats where we sat, wasn't it? And they're in kind of rows of 3 with one aisle in the middle, and I think there's like 5 rows on one side and 6 rows on the other because the stairs are at the back. So I think in total it's something like 53 seats upstairs. Yeah, so hardly anybody is there.
So it's just quieter, isn't it?
So much quieter.
Yeah, it's, if people kind of want to walk around or do anything like that, in general, most people kind of stay seated.
Most people stayed in their seats, but there is obviously that gap in between the premium economy and economy, so people kind of like stood around there, and it was the same when sort of queuing for the restrooms. There's a couple up there that are right at the front, so you do have to sort of go through premium economy for that. But there was never sort of like a queue past everyone's seat. Everyone kind of congregated in that bit of an area, didn't they? So they didn't disturb anybody, which is really nice. As you know, if you've flown downstairs sort of in the normal bit of the Virgin Atlantic plane, it can be at a point where you have got people sort of walking past you all the time, or sort of people queuing past your seat as well, which didn't really happen, so that was really, really nice, wasn't it?
It's just so calm. I think that's the difference. It is really calm and peaceful. So yeah, the atmosphere, I find it completely different up in the upper deck than downstairs. So yeah, that is really, really nice. Another perk is that you have your cabin crew that look after you, and when they serve any food or any drinks, it's a really quick service, isn't it? Like really quick. And it means that when you get your meals, your hot meal, it's hot, it's still hot, and you know, before you've even finished, they want to come and take your rubbish and things away and clear your tray tables and things like that. So I just think that sometimes when you sit downstairs, obviously because they've got so many passengers to look after, sometimes that service can be a little bit slower.
It's like potluck where you sit on the plane, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's really fast, and yeah, you're not sat there with lots of waste or anything on your tray tables. Everything's cleared away really quickly, so we really like that, don't we? I think though that one of the issues upstairs is to do with where you store your cabin luggage if you're taking hand luggage on the plane. They do have overhead storage, but their bins are really small, so if you've got a cabin style suitcase, they can't go in the overhead lockers, but they do have what they call a wardrobe, which is at the back near the stairs. And you know, so far we've been really lucky, and we've managed to get space in there. I think it really does depend on how many people bring that cabin style of, you know,
because the overhead lockers are fine if you've got a little rucksack or if you've just got a small bag, and obviously you can still put things under the seat in front of you as
Yeah.
well. But it's just those sort of like cabin suitcases that sort of need to go in their proper storage.
So what we do is we don't probably need everything in our what we take for our hand luggage. It is mostly space so that we can bring back our haul. But we take out any personal items or anything we do feel like we'll need in the flight, and because we booked a window seat, underneath the window is a little compartment where you kind of press a button and the lid lifts up, and you can just put any items that you want next to you in there, or like Katie said, put it underneath the seat in front of you. So there are ways around it, but I think if you had to keep getting into your cabin luggage from the wardrobe's probably not the best.
What I thought was really good as well is that obviously when you get up there and you go to put your luggage in that wardrobe, you don't have to sort of route it back out again at the end of the flight. Like when we went to get them, there was nothing in the wardrobe because the cabin crew had already got everybody's cases out, and they were sort of just ready for you to grab before you went down the stairs when getting off the plane. So I thought that was really good. That was like a nice thing to do rather than everyone sort of rummaging in there trying to get their cases again.
Definitely. The main reason though why I think that you would probably want to book the bubble, and it's part of the reason why we like to book the bubble, because there is a little extra charge for reserving your seat, but this does make it 100% worth it, is that you are one of the first passengers to actually get off the plane, because they let first class off the plane first, which is downstairs, and then they start to ask everyone from the upper deck before they let everyone else go. The upper deck asked to go first, just so I think they're clearing that area and they know that everyone's gone from upstairs, because before they like kind of let off the main area of the plane. And because the stairs are at the back, that means that the economy passengers get to kind of go down first. So so we kind of had to get off before the premium economy guests that were already that were sat upstairs in the bubble with us as well. But it just meant that we were like literally one of the first few people actually getting off the plane.
And if you have been to Florida before, you'll know what security is like. Sometimes the queues can go on for hours, and so if you're one of the first off the plane, then obviously you're going to hopefully get through security that bit quicker as well. We also sat like the right at the back, like we were one of the last rows. Also, what was really good about that row, we were the row in front of the wardrobe, so we were able to recline our seats without sort of interfering with anyone behind us. Like we didn't feel guilty that we were sort of encroaching on someone's space by reclining our seat, so you can kind of recline your seat sort of guilt-free. So that was a really good seat. Somebody, I think when we researched it, a few people had said it can be a little bit drafty by the stairs. We didn't really find that, but we take fleece blankets. They give you fleece blankets anyway, and we were fine, but just maybe something to be aware of. But yeah, the perk is you get off first.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend Virgin. We've flown with Virgin quite a few times before. We have flown with Thomas Cook as well, which is absolutely fine, but we do feel we just prefer Virgin. We just feel really well looked after. All of the perks, the entertainment system, the service from the cabin crew, everything. We just found them fantastic, haven't we? And I think it's because we fly from Manchester, there aren't as many options for us for airlines that you do have flying from a London airport. So our main options really are Virgin and Thomas Cook, aren't they? But we prefer to fly Virgin, and we would definitely recommend it. And if you can get those bubble seats, then absolutely do it. I know it's a little bit more money, but I think it's definitely worth it.
If you have seen our travel day vlog from this trip, you will have seen our room tour of our room at All Star Sports. We have stayed at All Star Sports before. We've also stayed at All Star Movies. Haven't yet stayed at Music, but we really like the All Star resorts just because they're really good value for money, and it's kind of got everything we need there. So yeah, this trip was kind of no different, was it really? In that it was, it's a lovely resort. It's quite a small resort actually compared with other resorts, and we feel that's a benefit with things like walking to the bus stop and to the restaurant and to the pools. Everything is a really short walk, so even if you're in a really, in one of the furthest buildings away, it's only sort of like a 5-minute walk to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So
we never book the preferred rooms just simply because the preferred room is about location to the main amenities really. But even in a non-preferred room and just in a standard room, even though you're that little bit further away from everything, it's really not that far. I think it's probably more important, I imagine, I mean, let us know if you stayed at a moderate or deluxe resort, whether it's more important to book a preferred room maybe, with it being a little bit bigger. But for All-Star Sports, I don't necessarily think that the standard rooms are that far away, are they?
No, and everything was as you expect it with Disney service. Like, some people think, oh, it's, you know, one of the cheaper ones, it's going to be a bit rough around the edges, but actually we found it to be always clean, tidy. When we checked in, the reception staff were really, really helpful, gave us our birthday buttons, didn't they? So yeah, so we were pretty much in our room within sort of 30 minutes being dropped off by Magical Express. So yeah, really quick, easy. I think I've seen a few sort of photos from various resorts where the line for check-in has been really long, and I'm sure it does depend on what time you actually get there, but we didn't experience anything like that, did we? So yeah, just all cast members were amazing and super helpful. We opted out of the mousekeeping service this trip, which we've never done before. We decided that we were only there for sort of 9 nights, and there was just the 2 of us and Andy, and we were kind of thinking that we weren't going to be in the room that much, so we shouldn't have been making too much of a mess. So we decided to opt out of mousekeeping, which you can do in check-in. He actually asked us, a cast member said, do you want to opt out? And we got a $10 a night, excluding the first night, back on a gift card. So it was, for us, it was worth it because we used that sort of money for something else, and we kept our own room tidy. When we did want extra towels and things like that, we wanted to swap our towels out, we just called the number for housekeeping from the in-room phone, and within 5 minutes they were there, weren't they? So yeah, if it's something that you've been thinking about, you're not sure whether to do it, if it's an option, we would recommend it if you're not really that messy, or you know, it doesn't take a lot to make your own bed really.
Yeah, and it really does depend on the length of your stay as well. If you're thinking, well, I'm only going for a few nights, it's not going to really, I'm not going to get that much kind of back on the gift card, but for us it was like $80, and you know, maybe for our next trip we'll probably, you know, possibly go even longer. When we go when we've been before for 15 nights, you know, that's $140 that you could be spending on something else. So I think it really does depend. You know, maybe if you're only going to get $20 or something, you might think, oh well, I'd rather have the $20 worth of mousekeeping, and that's fine. But when it adds up, you know, you can start to see what else you could spend that money on. And I think we'd rather, I mean, we put it towards our meal at Be Our Guest. We had an evening meal there, which, you know, can be quite pricey. You know, we got like $80 knocked off that. You know, so that was worth making our own beds.
So
that's kind of how we see it.
That worked out well for us. The room was perfectly clean and tidy. It has everything you need in there, so plenty of storage. Like I said, have a look at our room tour for sort of what the facilities are within the room. They are getting refurbed soon. The All-Star resorts are scheduled for a refurbishment. Hopefully they don't take away too much of the sort of in-your-face Disney charm that we love about the All-Star resorts. Like, I hope they don't tone them down at all while they're doing the refurb, because we really love that, don't we? So yeah, so everything about the hotel was really lovely, wasn't it?
I think one thing they could change when they change the room is the safe, though, because the safe in that we've had when we've stayed at All-Star Sports is quite small. And also still use the key, so you still have to take your key with you wherever you go, which is fine this time because we had to take a bag, didn't we, this time? But you know, we've said this before, that when we're there in the spring, you know, we don't really like having to take the key out and the big key ring and everything, so I hope that's one thing that they do change. Also, the toiletries were a big hit with us as well. So the shampoo, conditioner and body wash that are in the pump bottles now in the shower already, we used, and we found them great, didn't we?
Yeah, and we already knew that we liked them, so we purposely didn't pack any extra shampoo or anything to go with, which obviously saves on weight in the luggage. So if you're happy to use what's in resort, we actually found it great. It was fine on our hair, wasn't it? So if you're thinking of giving it a go and save yourself some more weight allowance in your suitcase, then we would say it was worth it. In terms of the swimming pools, we didn't actually use the pools this time, just because obviously it was December. It was a little bit cooler, and also we didn't feel like we had as long as, obviously we didn't have as long as we usually do. So we didn't go in the pools, but there was plenty of people using the pools, wasn't there? And there was also plenty of activities going on around the pool as well. Again, we didn't really get involved in them, but there was a lot going on. So if you'd like to spend a bit more time in resort, away from the parks, then there are still things happening. It's not just going back to your room and that's it. But yeah, in general, couldn't fault All Star Sports.
No, we love it.
For the price and the location's amazing. Just less than 10 minutes away from Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
We can't fault it really. So yeah, again, second time staying there, we loved it.
Now, if you watched our vlogs and possibly when we talked about how we planned this trip, we did decide to do a couple of the ticketed events this time. We tried Early Morning Magic at Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios, and also Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom. Now, we're going to do separate reviews on these videos. There's so much to tell you, especially because it's our first time doing either of them, wasn't it? And we learnt so much, and we've got so much to say about it that we figure it probably needs. They need their own video. Yeah. So they'll be coming really, really soon. But one thing we will say is we would definitely recommend both of those events. So if you're thinking of doing either one of those, I know it's extra money, but we found it completely value for money. Check out our future vlogs, because we are going to talk a little bit more about that and why we think it's value for money. But yeah, if you're considering it, I give it the big thumbs up. I thought that they were both fantastic, didn't you? But there was so much other things that we had going on, though, because basically it was Christmas time.
Yeah,
it was all
Christmas, and which is what we went for. We went for Disney World Christmas.
Yeah,
and that was 100% what we got, wasn't it?
Yeah. Going in the wintertime was really different for us. Like I said, we usually go in the spring, and it was a bit of a shock to arrive, and it was really cold.
It was so cold. It was freezing.
The weather was really up and down. There were times where we literally had coats, hat, scarf, gloves, and then there were times where it felt like the spring.
Yeah.
So
we had every weather possible, and if you saw our packing video, you will know that we prepared for that, because we've heard what Florida is like in the winter, and it can be a million things, even all in one day.
Yeah.
So we did pack accordingly. Unfortunately, we did have to use our coats and our scarves and our hats.
We did.
And things like that. We basically had really, really cold. A little bit less cold. We had quite a lot of rain this trip, which is unusual for Florida apparently. Usually December's quite a dry month, so I think we just got a little bit unlucky with the rain. We did have a tornado warning on our last day. Which check out that vlog if you haven't seen it yet, because we carried on regardless. We got lots and lots done, but we got very, very, very wet. So yeah, it was a real mixture, wasn't it?
So, but it wouldn't put me off going in the wintertime again. Even though, like I said, we got every weather going. The weather isn't something that would put me off. I mean, I did start thinking, I'm looking forward to going back there in a time where you can see Cinderella Castle with the blue sky behind it. It was a little bit strange, being cloudy and things, just a little bit different. It wouldn't put me off going again, but
just be prepared.
Yeah, I would say as long as you're prepared, kind of the fun keeps going, doesn't it, really? But we are kind of, I suppose, typical Brits when we go on our vacations, so obviously if it's nice and sunny and warm, then we enjoy that as well, don't we? I just think going at Christmas time was really magical. We were hoping that would be the case. We kind of knew that would be the case, but it really, really was.
Like, it was more than we expected. Like, I kind of knew it was going to be pretty Christmassy, but there was things that sort of were happening that I just didn't think that they would do. Things like waiting at the bus stop and there'd be Christmas music playing. Like, that was just lovely. Like, on the first night that we got there, we were waiting for the bus to come, and we were like, it's like Christmas music. Like, literally, there is Christmas music coming out of everywhere. So if you are a Grinch, or if you do not like Christmas music, do not go to Disney World, in December. Like, it was amazing, wasn't it?
It's one of the things we love about Christmas and we love about Disney is the music. And that really didn't disappoint. Like I said, from walking around the resort, to waiting for the bus, to going into the parks.
In shops, restaurants, Starbucks.
We really enjoyed it.
The Christmas was everywhere.
Yeah. So big thumbs up to Disney for their effort on the music. We thought that was fantastic. Another thing that they did really well, and which, you know, didn't come as any surprise really, did it, is the decorations.
Yeah. The decorations were gorgeous. Like, the minute we got to All Star Sports, we saw the massive big Christmas tree, the wreaths that were up there. Yeah. Like, there were decorations everywhere there could be decorations, including, you know, in the resort and in the parks as well. They just made sort of the attention to detail that Disney's famous for was just everywhere.
Yeah. I would say our favourite part for decorations, though, has to be Hollywood Studios.
It was amazing.
And if you've seen our vlogs, I think you'll be able to tell straight away, because it was like Hollywood glamour Christmas, and kind of we were little children in the 80s, so we we love all that tinsel and over the top, and Hollywood Studios had all of that mixed with kind of the older Christmas songs as well.
That is totally us, all the old school Christmas stuff. So it's just that mixed with the decorations, and I think Hollywood Studios had more decorations than any of the other parks.
Yeah,
like I said, they hung a decoration. Everywhere they could hang a decoration, there was a decoration. Yeah. The attention to detail was amazing. So well done, Hollywood Studios, for you won for us.
Yeah. I'll always remember from this trip, the one thing that I found was really memorable is we had really fantastic character interactions.
Yeah, they were amazing.
We always get good character interactions, and I think that obviously when you're, we've talked about this before when we've talked about our planning and everything, is that if you wear something with a Disney character on it or something like that, it really does help with your meet and greets. But this trip just seemed every time, it's not just when we did the meet and greets, it was in the normal parade, it was in the parade at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, we just had lots of little moments where we just had those interactions with the characters. I think that we're getting better at kind of leading some of those interactions as well as we get more confident, and we've been there a few more times, but it's definitely something that's memorable for me, is that it just felt really special, especially at the Christmas party. We'll talk about this more when we do the review, but we had some amazing meet and greets there, and characters that you don't normally get to see as well, so that was really, really nice.
I think it's the unexpected ones are really nice as well. So like in the parades, when we went to the parade in Magic Kingdom, it had been raining all day. We were wondering whether they were actually going to have it on in the end. They did actually put it on. It was just there was a couple of floats that they didn't have. So those characters were sort of wandering around and dancing sort of on the street. And a lot of those characters were coming over. So things like that usually, I think, sometimes they happen to other people. They don't really happen to us. It seemed to be kind of a thing, didn't it? Where we got a lot more personal interactions when we didn't expect them. So that was really nice. So as you know, the whole reason that we went on this trip was because it was our birthday in December, and we actually planned to have our birthday in Animal Kingdom and then to go to Magic Kingdom in the evening, followed by Disney Springs, which all happened. It all sort of kind of worked out. Animal Kingdom was just amazing on our birthday. Like I said, we had our birthday buttons which were given to us by the cast member when we checked into our resort. We didn't actually wear them until our birthday, but we put them on our birthday, and we got so many people saying happy birthday, which is really, really lovely. Sort of other guests and cast members as well. So we got some really lovely interactions sort of because of our badges. They sort of spot our badge, which was really, really nice. We feel like Animal Kingdom, a lot of people made a lot of effort.
It was a really busy day as well. It was really, really crowded. But I just feel like we were just made to feel really special there every time we went to go on a ride or to watch a show or just walking around. As people made a real effort to make us feel special, so that was really nice. Also, what made us feel really special, there is a band, isn't there, that we really love in the Africa part of Animal Kingdom. They're called Buradika, and they get people up dancing and things, and Andy joined in, didn't he?
Yeah.
We were really proud of him for like
we love it,
joining
and we
in.
love watching, and it makes us so emotional to watch like everyone else joining in and dancing, but we prefer that to actually joining in ourselves.
Yeah, we like to watch it.
They did try.
Yeah. But even there we were getting shout outs and things, and that was a really special part of our birthday that we really liked, wasn't it?
Yeah, the whole day was amazing. Other than our fast passes, like I say, it was so busy. We didn't get on anything else. We did intend to do the safari, but the lines were just so long all day, and we just sort of didn't really have the time to be standing in a line. So we just took in a lot more of the atmosphere and just generally wandered around, and sort of the entertainment at Animal Kingdom's amazing. So we just sort of went and soaked all that up, didn't we? For the evening, we went to Magic Kingdom. We had dinner reservations at Be Our Guest, which we sort of managed to get, even though our booking was quite, I mean, it wasn't really last minute, it was a couple of months in advance, but obviously it wasn't 180 days recommended amount of time that you're supposed to book Be Our Guest for. But we managed to get a reservation, and they did ask me on the phone whether we were celebrating anything, and I did mention that it was our birthdays, and that was the whole reason it was sort of our birthday meal. But when we got there, sort of no one mentioned it. In general, sort of, I don't know, again, whether it was a busy thing or whether people were just overwhelmed. We had a less than magical experience at Be Our Guest this time, which was unfortunate because it was our birthday. But yeah, just the little details were missing. It wasn't a bad meal by any account. It was a lovely meal, but just the little bits of magic that we kind of went there for just weren't there. So yeah, that was a shame, but it won't put us off going back. We will go back to Be Our Guest. Yeah. But yeah, it was just a little bit of a shame about that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just didn't really feel, after we'd been made to feel so special at Animal Kingdom during the daytime, in the evening, again, it was very busy at Magic Kingdom that evening, and I just felt like some of the cast members maybe weren't quite as sparkly and magical as they normally are due to the crowds and different things going on, which was a bit of a shame. But we still had a really nice evening there, didn't we? We watched the fireworks again. We did the Jingle Cruise as well, which was really good.
We love the Jingle Cruise.
Yeah, so we had a really nice time at Magic Kingdom, but it wasn't quite as magical for our birthday as what we thought it was going to be, but we still had a really nice time.
Yeah, and then after Magic Kingdom, we attempted to get the bus to Disney Springs because we wanted to go to Sprinkles. You might be aware of this already. We absolutely love Sprinkles cupcakes, and we joined Sprinkle Perks quite a while ago, and on your birthday you do get a free cupcake. So we were using the opportunity to go and get ourselves a cupcake. We probably would have gone and bought one regardless, but yeah, we sort of made it a point of going on our birthday. Unfortunately, the bus took a very long time to arrive, and by the time we got to Disney Springs, there was 10 minutes before shops were closing, and we just got to Sprinkles just in time, and we got a cupcake, and then we got back on the bus and back to resort. So it was cut short a little bit, wasn't it, by the buses.
We managed to fit in a tiny whiz round Uniqlo. But we were hoping to go to World of Disney, and we didn't get to go, so we were, it was a little bit disappointed that we didn't have as long.
The buses in general, I think, didn't seem to be as good as they usually are. Like, we usually can't fault the buses. I mean, obviously it's a free service provided by Disney, or included in the price if you want to look at it that way. And it is a really convenient service. Yeah. But it just seemed to be whenever we really needed to be somewhere at a specific time, or, you know, things like that, we were kind of sort of waiting a very long time for the buses to arrive.
Yeah, we're not sure if that's maybe the crowd level, because obviously it was really busy. We're not really sure. Also, they started to show the bus times on the app now, so where at the bus stops you'd have a screen and it tells you approximately when the next bus for wherever you want to go is going to arrive. That information is now on the app, so while we were in our room we'd like check, the next bus is coming at a certain time, and but then so we decide then whether we needed to get an Uber, which we were quite prepared to do, or a minivan, or whether we were going to get the bus. But unfortunately, when we thought, oh, the bus is coming, so we're not going to get a minivan, we'll get on the bus, and then we stood at the bus stop and watched those times creep up and up on the screens. So they are approximations, and they are changeable. So if you know,
don't rely on it. That's what we say. Like, I think we verged more on relying on it because we have those times, but then those times just got later and later. So I think, perfect. If you're happy to wait and you don't need to be somewhere at a specific time, then obviously, without a doubt, we would wait for that bus. Yeah. But it just so happened that on a couple of occasions this trip, we kind of relied on them where we probably should have got a minivan or something. So it's just something to think about.
Yeah. So at the end of the trip, well, kind of every day we decide, as we're getting the bus back after the evening, we like to say, what should have been your favourite thing of today? Just to remember, because so much goes on in a day at Disney World.
So busy.
You have so much fun, lots of things are happening, and it's just nice to reflect on the day. And at the end of the trip, we decided to kind of pick out our favourite things. We kind of tried to do a top 5 and couldn't, get it down to 5, but we just thought during this review we'd let you know some of our favourite things of this trip. Really, starting at Magic Kingdom, the best thing about Magic Kingdom was Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
It was amazing.
Andy will agree. I think the Christmas party was definitely probably his favourite thing out of the whole trip. We absolutely loved it. We had an amazing time. Like I said, we'll review that for you and give you more information in the next few weeks, hopefully. So look out for that. But at Magic Kingdom, that was the best thing there, I think.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. And just, we sort of had an idea of what it was going to be about, but yeah, it was so much better. So definitely check out that review video when it comes out. So our favourites from Hollywood Studios, there was a couple really, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, in general, overall, like we said, the decorations and the music just made it so special. Just really sort of hit home that Christmas feeling that you want to get every Christmas, that kind of feeling you get as a child that kind of dwindles as you get older and you're the one having to buy presents and wrap things. But yeah, it was just amazing, wasn't it? Yeah. And then they had obviously the specific shows for Christmas, so Jingle Bell Jingle Bam, which was the Christmas fireworks, and we really enjoyed that. And we'd heard sort of mixed reviews about it because everyone still misses the Osborne lights.
Oh, I think that was like the
is that Sunset Season's Greetings?
Yeah.
So I think there's like a mixed thing about the Christmas like things going on at Hollywood Studios, like where people kind of have their favourites from years gone by, whereas this is the first time we've ever done Christmas. So like Jingle Bell Jingle Bam was amazing. Sunset Season's Greetings was really cute and lovely, although we did accidentally watch it when we hadn't planned to.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little tip for you: if you don't want to see the Sunset Season's Greetings yet, don't go down Sunset because you're going to accidentally see it.
Yeah.
Which we hadn't realised really, had we? No. So but yeah, it was just really, really nice, wasn't it? And we didn't realise the Tower of Terror would still be going while it was all happening. So if you have been on Tower of Terror while it's all been going on, please do comment below, because we don't do Tower of Terror, but we just want to know like what the experience is like while all that's going on.
Yeah, we really were like, oh, I wonder what you can see. Oh, like we were really curious. So yeah, so if you have been on it while that's been projected on you while you've been on it, then let us know what that's like, because we were really curious about that, but too scared to find out exactly.
One thing we would say about the Jingle Bell Jingle Bam show is that we probably stood a little bit too far forward, and we sort of like stood where we usually stand for the Star Wars fireworks, and actually we think if we'd have gone further back, we would have got a bit of a better view of the Chinese theatre and just taken in a bit more what was going on.
It was really hard to see. There were things going off on one side and then all of a sudden things going off on the other side, and you kind of can't take it all in. So yeah, I think I would maybe stand a bit further back. Also, after that show finishes, it's so hard to get out of the park. So I think if you stand a bit further back as well, then you've got a better chance at kind of getting out. I mean, we hovered, we took photographs.
It was snowing,
we
took
advantage. Yeah, so we kind of did all that and then still got stuck in the crowd. So yeah, probably another perk for standing a little bit further back is maybe getting out before everybody else. But I really love Jingle Bell Jingle Bell. I just thought it was really, really Christmassy, and that opening song really, every time I hear that song now I will think of that show. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely one of my favourite things.
Yeah, and I think one of my favourite Christmas things at Hollywood Studios was actually the Christmas add-on for the Frozen sing-along.
Definitely.
We actually had no clue that was going to happen. Like, we obviously did some research because we wanted to plan, but at the same time you don't want to spoil it for yourself. You want to experience everything that's there. So we had no idea that this was going to happen, and basically they had this whole add-on section which had Olaf, who's not usually there, and they had songs from the extra sort of Christmas sort of mini films that tie in with Frozen, and extra songs and things, and more snow, more snow than usual. Obviously it already snowed,
lots of snow,
but even more snow, and just like it was quite emotional, wasn't it? Like it was really, really nice. Like, I think probably like that's one of my favourite things the whole trip.
Yeah, and I think the show is one of our favourite things to go and watch anyway, and that just took it to another level. I don't know how we're going to feel going back to like the normal one. I'm sure we'll still completely love it. So we love going and singing all the songs and seeing the characters, who were really amazing, by the way. Yes. They were so good. But yeah, that extra bit really was extra, and definitely one of my favourite memories too. At Animal Kingdom, people were sometimes saying when we were trying to plan this trip that Animal Kingdom is not very Christmassy. It's like the part where Christmas isn't happening in Disney World. I would disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think
Christmas definitely happened at Animal Kingdom.
Christmas happens at Animal Kingdom, but you kind of just, it's a lot more subtle. They still had the Christmas songs. Their tree at the entrance was beautiful.
Amazing. And there was actually 2 photo pass opportunities there.
Yeah.
You could get sort of like one from one side and like a bit further away, and then another one that's a bit like closer up.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of different things going on outside the entrance.
Yeah. And Christmas music going up to the entrance as well. And then there were decorations, but decorations from all around the world. So probably not decorations that you would have on your tree at home, or hanging up that you've seen anywhere else. But there were decorations. It was really nice to see decorations from around the world. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, and it's just, that's what made it so subtle, because it blended in so well, and I think that's one of the things that Animal Kingdom gets right anyway. They just sort of like make the surroundings, you just feel so comfortable, while there is a lot going on.
Yeah.
But it's just all tied in together. So yeah, we really loved it, didn't we?
Yeah.
The meet and greet with Mickey and Minnie was extra special for Christmas because they were wearing their Christmas outfits.
Yeah, they were adorable.
So cute, so cute. And yeah, we went to see them a couple of times actually, and yeah, they were just lovely. So them in their sort of like Christmas outfits was gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that were new, not specifically for Christmas, but just they've come out since we last visited, such as Donald's Dino Bash. We made sure we went to all the meet and greets for Donald's Dino Bash. Some really cute ones that were brand new. So Launchpad McQuack and Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, so they were lovely, weren't they?
Yeah.
We also really wanted to go to the Dino Bash dance party. Unfortunately, sort of things happened time-wise that we couldn't quite fit it in, but we definitely want to go to that next time, don't we? So there were sort of like new things that were going on that aren't because it was Christmas, but we really enjoyed them. And then there was Epcot. So Epcot obviously had the Festival of the Holidays running, as Epcot is the place to be for any festival going on. We are usually there for the Flower and Garden Festival, and we absolutely love it. So we were sort of wondering what it was going to be like not going at Flower and Garden, and we did notice a difference.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot less flowers. Because we've never known what's already at Epcot and what they bring in specifically for that festival. So it was a little bit different already. Obviously with the festivals, the main things are the food and the extra entertainment options, really. And we have to say that a lot of the entertainment that was going on was like brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like they had a special show by the fountain from Joyful, which was amazing. We wanted to watch the whole thing really, but just, it seemed to be, Epcot seemed to be the place where we couldn't get our timings right. We never plan so much for Epcot, do we?
No.
Because we like wandering around. But it seemed to be that if you wanted to catch everything that was going on, you really did have to plan it.
Yeah.
Things didn't really happen consecutively, did they? So
No.
maybe, you know, you could see sort of something Christmassy happening in one pavilion, but then the next pavilion wouldn't have something going on straight after. It might be the one further down.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we would have had to zigzag around to try and catch everything.
Yeah. And we would have needed a times guide too.
Yeah,
which would have been really helpful.
We didn't pick up a times guide, so we had no idea what time things were happening. But we did catch a few things. We caught Santa Claus in the French pavilion, didn't we? And a couple of things. It kind of just added to it, really. You sort of like, as you're wandering around, then things just happened for us, didn't they? Obviously, if you've got the times guide and you've planned it, then and you've gone specifically for that, then it's not a surprise. But it's just all those little things were really cute. Generally, the entertainment was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We did see the band in the Canada Pavilion one evening, who were amazing. And I know there were other bands around as well. We'd managed to catch them, but just generally they had a lot going on. It was just a matter of timing whether or not you walked past it or you had already walked on before it came on.
One thing that we kept missing, and in the end I had to go back to Epcot just specifically to see this because we knew it was something not to be missed, was the Dickens Carolers. Now, it's the Voice of Liberty that we haven't actually seen before, and that they sing carols, and it was absolutely beautiful.
It was stunning, like well worth going all the way back to Epcot on a day we weren't going to Epcot.
Definitely hits my favourites list. I absolutely loved them, and it made me feel really Christmassy, and I'm so pleased that we went back because I'd been so disappointed if we hadn't have made it back. So yeah, definitely one of my favourite things at Epcot was the Dickens Carolers.
Yes.
Another thing was the candlelight processional. Obviously a big tradition for Disneyland and Disney World, and our first time seeing it, and we really loved it, didn't we? We saw the second showing. We got in line really early, and yeah, we were really pleased that we got to experience that. It's obviously something that's really special, a really special tradition, and yeah, we loved it, didn't we?
Yeah, the narration was brilliant. It was Pat Sajak doing the narration, and he was really funny. And then obviously he went into the Christmas story, which was lovely. And Voices of Liberty and the other choirs that they had doing the singing was just beautiful.
The orchestra was so good.
The orchestra was amazing. Like it was just perfect. And they had a sign language interpreter as well, who was unbelievable. Like, gorgeous translations. It was amazing. So the whole thing as a package was just lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's some of our favourites from our Christmassy Disney World trip. If you're thinking about going at Christmas time, then please comment below. Let us know if you've got any other questions you want us to answer. We will try our best. We really do believe that everyone should at least experience going at Christmas time at least once.
Yeah.
We're really pleased that we got to do it and experience it. And if that was a one-time only thing, then that is an amazing experience. We've got lots of fantastic memories from Christmas and our birthday as well, haven't we?
Yeah, and if you are interested to find out more about our experience at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and the Early Morning Magic at Toy Story Land, keep your eyes peeled for those videos because they're going to be up on our channel really soon. And if you haven't caught all of our vlogs from this trip, please do go and find our playlist, and you can see all of our experiences and basically everything we've just been talking about. So
if you like those videos as well, please do give us a thumbs up and share with your Disney loving friends as well, and make sure you leave us a comment. We'd love to talk to you about our trip or anything Disney. That's part of the reason why we do this video, is we love talking about it. So if you want to join in with that conversation, then please do comment or send us a message on our social media, because yeah, we just love talking to other Disney fans about everything we've been getting up to.
If you're not already following us on Instagram and Facebook, please do head over there and give us a like and a follow. And yeah, generally just keep in touch with us, and yeah, keep your eyes peeled because very soon we will be having our next trip announcement. Thanks for watching.
Have a magical day.